Hey there, it's Lynn, day 15 of my 22 Push-Up Challenge 2.0. Hope everyone had a great day. I wanted to continue our conversation today about chronic pain and specifically talk a bit about chronic pelvic pain that can occur post-sexual trauma. Chronic pain is defined as, or chronic pelvic pain, is defined as pain that strikes just below the belly button and can actually extend down to the hips and in between the hips, that lasts for 6 months or longer. And pain may be consistent or it may be intermittent. So it may be happening all the time or it may pop up once in a while related to movement, lack of movement, or other things in your environment that you may or may not be aware of. Anyhow, in doing my research, I found it was really difficult to find any information on chronic pain related to sexual assault, and in a way I'm not surprised, but I was really disappointed because I think that this is a topic that we really need to talk about, and it's the kind of thing that people need to be able to find information on and access reliable information, especially given the fact that many sexual assaults within and outside of the military go unreported. So people need to know the basics of what to do and what to expect. I did find one good piece. It was a blog. It's a few years old. I think it's from '05, written by a female who was raped before she was sexually active, and it really gets to the nitty-gritty. Her story really touched me the way combat vet stories that I've come across through this challenge have touched me. This girl also spoke about her pain on assault and initially after the assault, as well as the long-term pain she experienced and how it presented itself. And as I said in my Facebook post, the information in that blog actually would be valuable to anyone who has incurred sexual assault or who fears they are at risk. Just more knowledge, more power, and the more power you have to care for yourself. Anyhow, so chronic pelvic pain is not just a female problem, but it's a problem men, women, anybody can experience, and particularly after sexual assault. You don't have to be assaulted vaginally, is what I'm trying to say, in order to end up with chronic pelvic pain. For different reasons, you can incur the same type of pain, and for other reasons, if you've been assaulted rectally. So the blog is a good thing to have a peek at. This girl highlights that one of the things that had happened to her that she found out years after her assault was that she had incurred a bacterial infection that had grown into a very big infection known as pelvic inflammatory disease, and so that is quite a serious condition. And if left untreated, I would say certainly could even be life-threatening. It is amazing. When I read the blog, I was a little amazed that it was 4 years after the fact she had discovered she had this condition. It may not have been perhaps related to that assault so long ago, because infection, even when it grows, or as it grows, usually presents itself. But sometimes infections can remain hidden, or sometimes bacteria can remain in our systems at a low and then be triggered when we have other things that our immune system has to deal with. Say another larger infection or a flu or pneumonia, broken bone, this kind of thing can kind of open the door for other pathogens that we pick up to grow and to cause us harm. So, yeah, it's really important to recognize the fact that pain is a symptom, but pain also is a piece of information. It lets us know that there is something going on to cause us pain. And certainly for victims of MST, I would expect to experience certainly pelvic pain in the acute phases, but if you have pelvic pain and it continues into the chronic phase, that is something that I would advise you to seek immediate medical attention about. Because it may indicate that there is a condition going on, whether it's an infection or a tear or an injury you're unaware of that needs treatment. So pain is something we often medicate, but before we medicate pain, we need to really explore where our pain is coming from and why the pain is rearing its ugly head. So particularly for victims of MST, don't ignore painful symptoms. Certainly expect some tension that may last a while after your assault and some discomfort. You can certainly soothe those in ways I've talked about before in, I believe it was videos 8, 9, and 10, or 9, 10, and 11 in this series. And yeah, don't ignore those types of discomfort that persist. Don't try to pack it away, even if you're not ready to talk about the details of your assault. Certainly, pain is something we need to explore before we just treat it and try to ignore it, try to push through it. Okay, I think that's what I have to say this evening. Again, the blog I found, I thought gave some really good information that is worth looking at. I thought tomorrow I would talk a little bit more about chronic pain and chronic pelvic pain specific to men. There are a couple of conditions that can cause that. That may or may not be related to trauma, but certainly people who've been traumatized may be at greater risk for. So I think it's worth talking about, and I'll touch upon that tomorrow and try to find some good information to post for people. Although, as I said, it's kind of difficult. I'm going to keep pushing through and try to find some information that's reliable, that you can bookmark, put away, save, just in case you need it. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'm going to do my push-ups now. All 22 in a row, let's hope. See what happens tonight. Here we go. Okay. I think that was 22. We'll double check as always. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Remember, knowledge is power, so when it comes to pain, know your pain, not just what it feels like and how to rate it, but know that you've done everything you could to sort out where that pain is coming from. Oftentimes it means we require a treatment that can make us healthier and take our pain away. All right, talk to you tomorrow on day 16 of the 22 Push-Up Challenge 2.0. Hope you have a great evening. Ciao for now.